So, you know how there are certain stages in games where even the people who like the game hate the stage? So welcome to Wacky Workbench, the second spring stage of the game. This, however, makes Collision Chaos look good. So the stage is very unwieldy. We're starting off with that problem. And, I guess we're changing time zones. Here we go. It really doesn't matter now that we've got all the time stones. I don't have any generators to destroy. I've got nothing to prove. Also, I love this sprite. He looks so annoyed. Oh yeah, speaking of sprites, there was actually, in this version, an unused sprite of Sonic getting electrocuted, which was apparently added to the remake of this game. Oh my god, that's also a good sprite. It was also added to the remake. I guess I'll show it off, even though I hate it a lot. Now you have to live with this. Anyway, though, if you're wondering what's so annoying about this stage is... Are you prepared for precision platforming? So, we want to get under these little sections here, because the top section typically has nothing. By the way, oh, yep, we get frozen if we touch that, but that didn't cause damage, so I didn't say that that had to be a retake. Said screw it, I don't care if Sonic gets frozen, I just want to be done with this one. But anyway, yeah. The bottom section will propel you up to the upper areas, except typically there's really nowhere to go in these higher sections, so you have to precisely platform off of those floating platforms, which can be hard if you don't start out by doing that, because you're kind of making blind jumps at times. So yeah, it's just an overall really slow stage. It's been a while since I've seen a speed run of this game, but I feel like you could actually do the stage pretty quickly if you knew how to, and just, you know, negate this stage being annoying, which would be nice. But yeah, like over here it's actually pretty fun, because, you know, you're bouncing up real high, getting out of the way of electricity. This isn't so bad. Now we're kinda going up platforms here, that's less good. This isn't really anything. I mean, it does help you change time periods, but whatever. Again, I do not care about that anymore. I feel like I should have another topic, but god, I just want to complain about Wacky Workbench. I'm just looking at it and I'm like, god, I hate this place. And man, this tile set's such a mess. I actually like sort of the color scheme of it, but there's so much going on with it that it's bad to look at for me. I do not care for it. Oh yeah, also because I didn't need to flip between past and present and future and what have you, I think this is the first time I ran into a bit of an emulator issue in the fact that the music won't loop after a point. Since I'm actually editing this in something that's not Virtual Dub, I'll see if I can fix that in post, but to the non-com version, sorry. Alright, so that's Act 2. If I've made this zone look tolerable, that took a while, trust me. You really need to be patient in order to get through this in like any sort of quick capacity. Otherwise, you're just going to be bouncing up to a top section, going back down, bouncing back up, doing the same section again, and again, and again. It's not great. Thankfully, in sections like this, you can just sort of get under the little hanging section, but there are just certain parts of these stages that trap you in the top section. Alright, so here's the boss. So he's gonna go into the ceiling and drill, watch out for the, the little stone debris. Well, I guess this is also debris, but the tiny rocks aren't anything to worry about, but the big ones do act as platforms, but when they're coming down, you gotta avoid them. And once the electricity activates, these bounce up, and you have to find the hole in the ceiling, or I guess you can just go through the floor. Now these spikes come down. So yeah, that's the obstacle here. And there's one more thing you need to do. I believe this is the last thing anyway. Yep, you want to be on one of the center blocks so you can hit Eggman one last time. He does a little dance, look at him go. Oh god, steam everywhere. And he's out of here. Alright, we hit that, and we move on. So yeah, that was the worst zone, or round, whatever, in the game, but let's see what it looks like in the bad future. Okay, I will say Wacky Workbench does have really rad music. This song is no exception. Man, this is a background and a tile set. Like, it doesn't look bad, but this is probably, like, the best, like, bad feature, I guess? Like, it's not even interesting for me to look at. Eggman just made this place a really kind of dull-looking warehouse. It's brown, it's green, stuff in the background is destroyed, which is deserved if we're being honest. But yeah, I don't feel guilty for looking at this place and being like, oh, hey, and being like, oh, this looks cool. I mean, oh no, this place is ruined, Like, I get that with Palm Tree Panic. I like the tile set, but also I hate it. I don't know, there's just something fascinating about the way Palm Tree Panic looks in the bad future. But here, it's a warehouse. You sure did ruin Wacky Workbench. Wait, no, you didn't actually. This was pretty much a horizontal change in quality, if we're being completely honest. Alright, well, that's easy enough again, so boink, and we're done here. Thank goodness. Now we can move on to... I mean, they've got to be greener pastures than this, right?